Where is she? She's late.
I heard whispers. She ran away.
No, she wouldn't.
The wedding hall was filled with hundreds of guests. Gold decorations covered the walls. Expensive flowers lined the aisle. A live band played softly while waiters moved through the crowd with champagne. Outside, dozens of luxury cars filled the compound. This wasn't just a wedding. It was the marriage everyone in Lagos had been talking about. The groom, Daniel Adebayo, was the only son of one of Nigeria's wealthiest families. His bride, Amara Williams, was beautiful, educated, and from a respected family. Everyone thought they were perfect together. But at exactly 11:50 am, 10 minutes before the bride was supposed to walk down the aisle, Amara disappeared, and nobody knew why. Daniel stood at the altar in his perfectly tailored black tuxedo. His mother, Madam Evelyn Adebayo, sat proudly in the front row. She had spent millions making sure this wedding would be remembered. Daniel looked toward the entrance. Nothing. The music stopped. Guests began with.
Where is she? She's late.
I heard whispers. She ran away.
No, she wouldn't.
Late. I heard whispers. She ran away.
No, she wouldn't.
Sir, he called again. Still nothing. Then his phone vibrated. Unknown number. Daniel opened the message. His smile disappeared. Don't marry her. Ask your mother what she did 25 years ago. Daniel stared at the screen. His eyes slowly moved toward his mother. Evelyn was watching him, and for the first time that morning, she looked afraid. Daniel rushed upstairs. Amara's bridal room was unlocked. Her wedding dress was gone. Her shoes were still beside the mirror. Her bouquet lay on the floor, and her phone was sitting on the dressing table. Daniel picked it up. There was one unfinished message. Daniel, I'm sorry. I finally found out the truth about. The message ended there. Daniel's heart began pounding. Amara? Nothing. Then he noticed something strange. Behind the mirror was a small envelope. His name was written on it. Daniel. Inside was a photograph. It showed two young women standing outside a hospital. One of them was his mother. The other woman was a stranger. On the back of the photograph were 4 words. Ask her about 1991. Daniel froze. His mother had always told him that 25 years ago, her life had been perfect. She had been married. She had given birth to him. Nothing unusual had ever happened. At least, that's what she told him. Meanwhile, Amara was not running away. She was sitting inside a taxi several kilometers from the wedding venue. She was crying. Her wedding dress was hidden underneath a long black coat. Her hands were shaking as she stared at a file on her lap. Inside were old hospital documents, a birth certificate, a photograph, and a newspaper clipping from 1991. The headline read, "Newborn baby disappears from private hospital." Amara's eyes filled with tears. She whispered, "Why didn't you tell me?" Her phone rang. Daniel. She couldn't answer. Then another call came. This time, the caller's name made her blood run cold. Evelyn Adebayo. Amara rejected the call. Immediately, another message appeared. "You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Come back before it's too late." Amara stared at the message. Then she replied, "I know what you did." 25 years earlier, Evelyn Adebayo was a young woman desperately trying to save her marriage. Her husband, Richard, came from a powerful family, but there was one problem. They couldn't have children. Richard's family constantly humiliated Evelyn. Then one night, Evelyn discovered that Richard was planning to leave her. She begged him not to, but Richard said something that changed her forever. "A woman who can't give me a child has no place in this family." Days later, Evelyn went to a private hospital. That same hospital had another patient, a young woman named Grace Williams. Grace had just given birth to a baby girl. She was poor. She had no powerful relatives, and she trusted the hospital completely. That night, the baby disappeared. Back in the present, Daniel confronts his mother. "Mom, what happened in 1991? Evelyn's face changes. "What are you talking about?" Daniel places the photograph on the table. His mother stops breathing. Then he places the newspaper clipping beside it. "Who is Grace Williams?" Evelyn says nothing. Daniel's voice becomes louder. "Who is Grace Williams?" Evelyn finally whispers, "Where did you get that?" Daniel realizes something. His mother isn't confused. She's terrified. Daniel discovers that Grace Williams was Amara's mother, and the missing baby from 1991 was Amara. Daniel's entire body goes cold. He looks at his mother. Are you telling me you stole a baby? Evelyn begins crying.
She didn't give birth to Daniel.
Then tell me
She
the
had
truth.
been unable to
I
have
didn't
children.
steal her.
And the
Then
baby
where
she
did
took
she
from
come
the
from?
hospital was
Evelyn
raised as
finally
Daniel's
confesses.
younger sister.
Amara. Daniel is horrified because he suddenly understands something even worse. The woman he was about to marry was the little girl his mother had stolen 25 years ago. But there's one problem. Amara isn't Daniel's biological sister. The hospital records reveal that the baby Evelyn took was not actually Amara. There were two baby girls born that night. One belonged to Grace Williams. The other belonged to another woman. Someone switched the babies. But who? And why? Daniel begins investigating. He discovers that his father knew about the baby switch. And his father wasn't the only person involved. Someone in Amara's family had been hiding the truth for 25 years. Daniel traces the anonymous message. The number belongs to an old man who once worked at the hospital. Daniel meets him secretly. The old man hands him another photograph. Your mother didn't start this, he says. Daniel stares at him. What do you mean? The old man answers. Your father did. Daniel's face changes. The old man continues. Your father paid someone to switch the babies. Why? The old man looks around nervously. Because one of those babies was his. Daniel's heart stops. His father had secretly fathered a child with another woman, and that child was Amara. But Amara is still missing. Guests are leaving. The press has arrived. Rumors are spreading everywhere. Some say Amara ran away. Others say she was kidnapped. Daniel knows the truth is much darker. Then police officers arrive. They aren't looking for Amara. They're looking for Evelyn. Daniel turns toward his
Where
mother.
is she?
Mom,
She's late.
what did she
I
do?
heard whispers.
Evelyn
She
begins
ran away.
crying.
No,
I was
she
trying to
wouldn't.
protect you. Protect me from what? She looks at him. Your father. Daniel discovers that his father had been secretly manipulating both families for years. He had arranged a baby switch. He had hidden Amara's real identity. He had even arranged Daniel and Amara's relationship. Years later, without either of them knowing the truth. Why? Because if Amara married Daniel, the Williams family fortune would eventually become connected to the Adebayo Empire. But there was another secret. Amara's biological father had left behind a massive inheritance, and the legal heir was Amara. The wedding wasn't about love. It was about money, and Daniel's father had been willing to destroy two families to get it. Daniel finally finds Amara. She is standing outside the abandoned hospital where everything began, 25 years ago. Daniel approaches slowly. Amara. She turns. Tears fill her eyes. You knew? No. My whole life was a lie. I know. She shakes her head. No, Daniel. You don't understand. Your mother stole my life. Daniel looks down. Then he says, she's not the only one who lied to you. Amara freezes. Daniel hands her the final document. She reads it. Her hands begin trembling. Daniel. He whispers, your real mother is still alive. Amara looks up, and behind Daniel, an elderly woman steps out of the darkness. She's crying. She whispers, Amara? Amara stares at her. She knows that face. She has seen it before. In an old photograph. Her mother, Grace Williams. After 25 years, mother and daughter finally stand face to face. Amara runs into Grace's arms. Daniel watches them cry. But suddenly, a black SUV stops outside the hospital. A man steps out. Daniel recognizes him immediately. His father. But Daniel's father was supposed to be dead. Daniel whispers, Dad? His father smiles. Then he says, you should never have looked into the past, son.